So I'm really sorry, the washing machine is on in the background, but I'm just having a coffee before I go to the gym this morning, and I wanted to talk about the concept of self-respect because it's been on my mind a little bit. So self-respect and the concept of it is something that we don't teach our children. We don't teach in society. And I think it's because there's a belief that there's an arrogance there to have self-respect. But what I've found is when you lack self-respect, it impacts on all these different areas of your life, your health, your career, and your relationships. And men and women are conditioned differently. I think men's self-respect is different. But I think women have been conditioned historically to always be accommodating. We're very good at that, and we're very conditioned to do that. But what that means is that when we have to establish boundaries, or when we have to advocate for ourselves in a career setting, in a romantic setting, it's very uncomfortable. But I've been reflecting on it, it's actually quite painful in terms of repeating situations whereby when you lack self-respect, you keep looping through situations. So you keep quite not getting that job, or you keep that person in your energy who doesn't deserve you, because the minute that you have to go and assert that boundary, the minute you have to say, I have more self-respect for myself than your job, or than this potential situationship, or than you speaking to me like that, and this friendship, or this whatever, I have more self-respect and that means more, it's physically very uncomfortable and very painful. And as someone who has been a chronic people pleaser my entire life, I've come to 30 and realised that that's a really difficult thing for me to do. And I kind of wanted to do this video because I wanted to say that for a lot of people who are working through trying to have better boundaries, trying to learn self-respect and self-love, and trying to get rid of things that are draining them in their lives, please be kind to yourself, because it's a really deep thing, your self-esteem, your self-worth, and it's been designed and it's grown for such a long time. Even before you even knew it was there as a child, you were getting your belief about your body and how you accommodate others and how you should accommodate others. Particularly women are socialized to believe that their purpose is to accommodate others. This means we're getting to the ages of 20 and 30s. We're getting to the age of our 20s and 30s, I should say. And the idea of advocating for ourselves is uncomfortable, but it's also painful, and we're not very good at it. So I kind of wanted to reassure people that in terms of establishing boundaries, in terms of showing and exercising that muscle of self-respect, you will fall off the horse way more times than you're going to stay on the horse. There's going to be hundreds and thousands of times you're going to fall off the horse, but one day you'll stay on that horse and it will get easier. But we need to eliminate the factor of shame, because when you are trying to learn to advocate for yourself, it's very scary. You're on your own. It feels uncomfortable. And for me personally, I've never found that I naturally will ever put my needs first. It's very deep inside. And for a lot of women, it's the same. And so it's going to be ridiculously uncomfortable to do so. But you're doing great. Every time you say, actually, no, I would have said yes to that 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to say no. And even though I'm going to sit here on my hands and feel really uncomfortable about saying no, even though I'm going to want to text that person and say, actually, no, joking, I will go and pick the child up, or I will go and get the shopping this week, or I will go and respond to that half-arsed meme someone sent me. When you start exercising it, it gets easier, but it is the hardest thing you're ever going to do, especially if you've had decades of conditioning that's wrong. So please be kind to yourself and understand that if you've fallen off the bandwagon and you've said yes to something that you didn't want to, or you've texted that situationship back, or you know you're not happy at work, or you want a higher pay rise and you chickened out of it in that meeting. Don't have shame about it, because it is the hardest thing you're ever going to have to do, and you're going to have to do it for yourself. And generations before us just didn't. It's groundbreaking, it's difficult, it's uncomfortable, and you will get there. But I wanted to share because I think sometimes we feel very alone, and we feel like we judge ourselves very harshly because we should be this evolved person. If we're doing work and we're working on ourselves and we know things like boundaries are important, we automatically learn the lesson and we're like, hey, great, we should know. I am very judgy about myself. I hold myself to ridiculously high standards. Once I've learned something, I'm angry that I can't implement it straight away. But there's another factor called being a human being that comes into that, where you care about people. When you're tested by the universe to establish a boundary, it's called a test for a reason, because your entire body, heart and soul is invested in the thing that you're choosing to walk away from, or you're choosing to say, if you don't meet me here, I'm done. That's high stakes. That's the highest stakes that there will be. And sometimes you're not strong enough yet to do that. You think you will because you've learned all the lessons and you know that that's what you need to do, but it hurts, it feels uncomfortable, you can't do it yet. Don't have shame about that. You will get there, but it is going to be a process. It might be a lifelong process, but every time you assert yourself, even when you feel sick and uncomfortable that you've done so, it will get easier. So just know that on this journey of trying to build self-respect from scratch, with no blueprint, with no parenting to teach you how to do that, you are doing amazing, okay? And you will get there.